there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Sometimes we're not ourselves, there's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. And I'll take some time, but I'll be alright. We're moving on. We're moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. We're moving on. We're moving on. We're moving on. Sometimes there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Sometimes we're not ourselves, there's no one I can turn to. And I'll take some time, but I'll be alright. We're moving on. We're moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. We're moving on. We're moving on. We're moving on.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all know I always come on here dancing something about that tune. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see that you guys showed up like before it started today. Wow, y'all must be ready for a special guest that we have. Y'all must have heard a rumor that y'all gonna get informed today. Y'all must be waiting on some Bitcoin. Welcome. I see you, Stephanie. I see you, Christina. I see you, Charlie. I see you, Deborah. Antoine out of Texas. Thank you, family, for joining us. I see you, Jackie. Y'all let us know you're here and where you are calling in from or viewing in from. We see you out there and we appreciate you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you because every time, don't keep this information to yourself. It's not just for us. We need y'all to evangelize the information that you're getting so more people get it. Good morning, Jackie. I see you. Oh, we got two Jackies. Jackie from Ohio in the house. We see you. Good morning, Gifty. You guys are flowing in. Listen, we got so much content today that we're going to skip the history lesson, although you might get one from Michelle. We're going to skip the history lesson that I normally give. Hey, Deborah from Snellville. And I'm going to get right into introducing the speaker. And she don't even know I'm about to do this, but hey, Marguerite is a faithful listener out of Pennsylvania. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Listen, I gotta say this. She doesn't know I'm about to do this. But Michelle had a video out years ago, right? And I don't even think she understood. I think she understood, but not really understood the impact of what she was saying and how relevant it is to this very moment. So I'm going to play that video as the introduction to our speaker. Good morning, Nanette. Good morning, Joyce. You guys are showing on just in time. And when we come back in our studio, we will have our special guest, Michelle Renee. Here's the introduction.
Hello, I'm Michelle Renee, and I'm ringing the alarm. This global monetary system is in the midst of an economic suicide. While we're suffering tremendously and suffocating from the debt we know we cannot pay. While many of us are responsible with our finances, it's still not enough. We are working more than one job, but still in repossession status of our cars, homes, and other hard assets, while trying to figure out how to feed our families and acquire the remaining bare necessities. Our debt crisis is negatively impacting the relationships with our spouses, children, and other family members and friends. All the while, we are pretending to others that we are fine and have it all, when they are not fine and don't have anything. It seems as if nobody cares, but I am here for you. The mind needs to be focused on learning the financial system now, then where the wealth is currently located and where you are located. Once this is understood, you can then experience the transfer from where it is to where you are. I come to tell you, we are in the midst of a wealth transfer. I was born especially for this very moment in time to assist God's people with this wealth, knowledge, and monetary transfer. This is my purpose, to help God's people. And now it's just only a small window open to take full advantage of this wealth transfer. It is written that my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. And I'm here to give you the gospel about the monetary system.
Y'all, please, that was so powerful. Like, I couldn't have introduced you better. Please help us welcome back to the platform for part 2. Oh my goodness, none other than the Michelle Renee. And it's so powerful that you know what you were called to do and that you were placed in the places that you were placed in so you could be here for a time such as this.
Yes, yes. Thank you for having me. You have always been so open to me and open to the information. I truly appreciate you. You are God sent. I don't believe in no coincidence. No coincidence. Everything is orchestrated. And thank you for playing that video. That was my first video. God gave that to me. He said, and how he gave it to me, it was so fluid. It wasn't hard. The words just came. And that video that was about a few years ago. I made that video because we knew God knew we will be entering this time, and he wanted to prepare his people. Yes. He wants to prepare his people. Yes, yes, yes. So that video is very, very true. It has so many things in there, and we are experiencing that time now. But I do know God is able, and I do know that God is the answer no matter what is going on, because there's so many things that have been thrown at us. But the thing is, God has always brought it to me back that my people are destroyed due to lack of knowledge. And he told me to go and tell the people the truth, give them the truth, and they'll be able to succeed.
And we're going to get that truth today, and we're going to jump right into it. So we're in this season, and I think the first question I want to ask you is, what should we be doing to protect our families, to insulate our families? What is it that we need to be doing like right now, right now?
So we're, as a whole, the general population is being attacked on many levels. We're being attacked health-wise. We're being attacked in our food supply. We have a lot of synthetic food going on because if we're not taking in good food, we don't have good health. And I don't care how much money you have. If you don't have good health, money means absolutely nothing, okay? We're being attacked, even these cyber attacks. We're being attacked in our finances. We're being attacked in so many areas, but there is hope. Things that we can do is, number one, have cash on hand. People, this is so important. Even every day, every hour, every minute that goes by, having cash on hand is important, because there is an entity, a private entity called the World Economic Forum. We need to know who the key players are, who's making decisions. And normally those key players are private organizations such as the World Economic Forum. And his name is Klaus Schwab. Please look him up. Klaus Schwab. He's the founder of that World Economic Forum. On July 8th, 2020, he stated, the cyber attacks will be worse than the COVID-19 crisis. The cyber attacks will be worse than the COVID-19 crisis. He said this in July 8th of 2020. And as time keeps progressing, we've seen so many cyber attacks or cyber attacks being reported. People need to understand, if we have cyber attacks, you can't, especially on our internet or even Texas, the grid, you cannot go to the ATM. You cannot do so many things that you need to do in your day-to-day life. So definitely having cash on hand is important so you can be able to transact when systems are down, okay? Number two, definitely I believe in having physical silver and gold. That is very, very important. It goes back to even when beginning of time. That's how we transacted, and silver and gold has now become a tier 1 asset, meaning having no risk. People have no clue that this is occurring. And some countries and some states is looking at it to even become legal tender again. So we are trying to make sure we have different tangible resources. So if something happened, okay, we can go to our cash. Okay, so now if silver and gold, which has been climbing up, we have silver and gold in our possession. If I needed to go to the nearest silver and gold exchange or pawn shop, I can be able to do that as well. Number one, before all of that, our food. Please make sure you have more than a day's food, because some people are living meal to meal. Please make sure you have quality food in your home. Just like Texas, people could not leave their home. They didn't even have bottled water. They didn't have the bare essentials. And some people died because of that. So let's get back to the basics. Let's make sure we have quality food in our home, because it's a lot of trickery food out there, y'all. It's synthetic, a lot of GMO and plastics that we do not want to digest. So having food, having cash on hand, physical silver and gold, and I always say cryptocurrencies. Yes, I say that because you can have those in your possession. And if we do have a stock market crash, which we have had this before, you want to make sure that you have different assets. So if one asset class go down, you have one that's increasing in value, okay? So those are the tips that I think that we should definitely be doing at home. Or if you don't feel, some people feel intimidated, like I don't have, only have $500 or $200, but just, start somewhere. I don't care if you get $10, it's more than what you had.
Okay, you said a mouthful. And I'm looking at Michael Langford. He said he just started planting tomatoes and broccoli and carrots in his yard. No GMO, no synthetic foods for him. And we have a garden as well. My husband does that. I don't do the play in the dirt thing, but my husband is good with that. We've got tomatoes, we've got romaine lettuce, we've got kale. And even if you live in an apartment, did you guys know you can get a little garden bed and it'll stand up on your patio where you can still plant nutritious food?
Yes.
It's important that we have stuff in the storehouse. It's interesting you're talking about this, because I was just reading last night about how when the famine came to Egypt and they had 7 years to prepare and they had to put the food in the storehouse because things are changing, right? And things are coming. And I'm so glad we're having this conversation that you're preparing us, because what we've all been watching is a disruption of the supply chain.
Yes.
Right?
Massively.
Mhm. People have been having trouble getting stuff to us. Now, let's move on to something you just ended with the having cryptocurrency. Girl, let me tell you something. I was looking at a Bitcoin chart, and y'all already know today's Be Blessed will be in Bitcoin. So we're excited about giving a little bit of that away today. But let me tell you something. I was looking at the charts last week, and people were like running scared, right? And I was like, y'all don't understand that this is the point where they're trying to wash you out. This is my opinion. Like, that's the washout point. They're trying to get the scared people out. And then you selling and losing and they're buying.
Yes.
I'm just telling you what I was thinking when I saw it. So you talk to us.
Your assumptions are correct. And I'm just going to go with an old saying: an old dog does not have any new tricks. People, number one, they would not be paying or giving this much attention to cryptocurrency and Bitcoin if it was nothing. They will not have it on television. They will not have it in many different places that is being shown. I have worked with these people. I've been in management with these people. I know how the game go. And if the same trick keeps working, why change it? The thing is, they study human behavior. Psychology is key. Price. If they can drop the price and scare that person out of that asset, because generally that person probably will sell at the wrong time. Drop the price, you scare the person. Okay, you're shaking their confidence. And more than likely, sometimes people will sell, which they have. And then once you sell at a lower price, they then come scoop it up at that price and then hold on to it and wait till it go back up. So they're making money on the way down and on the way up, okay? So please do not be tricked. Please not be bamboozled and hoodwinked, because cryptocurrencies, this asset class, which is the newest asset class since the 1600s. Bonds was the last asset class. People, I'm going to repeat that again. This is the newest asset class since the 1600s. Do you understand what type of opportunity that presents? Even with the internet, the .com era, people not going to use that. They're not going to use that. Believe me, they know what's going to happen generally, or what they're going to adopt before it's rolled out to the masses. They do not want you to have wealth, because wealth gives you a certain level of power. It lets you be able to move around. It gives you a certain level of freedom. So if they can keep their foot on our necks, if they can keep us mind control, if they can keep the wealth away from us, then we're controlled. Because think about jobs that we don't like, we hate going to, but why do we keep going there? Because they're paying us. Probably not even paying us what we are even worth, but they control you with money. They know this, and we have to take a risk and basically take chances on ourselves. And we don't do that. We'll go buy hair long, all this hair, and we go buy the fingernails. We do all this different stuff. Ain't nothing wrong to looking good and cute. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, we have to make sure that we have wealth for now and tomorrow. Because if not, this wealth gap is so big, and we have to play catch up. People, they are playing games, and they know they can shake you out. Even also, one other tip before I stop talking right now, because I can talk. But one other tip: prices, they intimidate you with prices. They will make something high. And so we can say, okay, Bitcoin is $64,000. It was 64, or now it's 35. Oh, it's too high. They'll play with you also like that. Like, okay, we're going to make it high so people can figure it's not affordable. Or we're going to drop the price so they can, their confidence can drop and they can sell it, and now we have it. Don't be tricked.
That's a word. Don't be tricked. Because here's the deal. There's only a limited supply.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if they can trick you into giving yours away, you're going to be stuck like Chuck. Now, let me tell you something. There's a bunch of collusion that has been going on. I'm going to leave that there. Y'all don't get tricked. So Michael Langford posted, and he told everybody, You got a hodl out there. You got a HODL out there. You got to play the long game like it's a hedge fund. And my friend from Texas, Antoine, believes the same. So talk to the people. What is HODL? What does that mean?
Hold on for dear life. That's what HODL means. And we have a new term also, diamond hands, meaning that you will not trick me from out of my asset. I have acquired this asset, this undervalued asset. I'm going to wait till it appreciates because I know you want it. You will not trick me. You will not deceive me. I'm going to hold on to it. And when it's time, whenever that price comes that a person wants to sell or whatever the case may be, but I'm going to hold on to this asset because I know what it's worth. And think about it, people. We need to know we need to know the asset for ourselves. If we know the asset for ourselves, a person cannot just come in and tell us anything. So if you know, again, you have an egg and it has gold in it, but it looks like really decrepit on the outside, but you know it's gold. It's the most precious gold. And people can walk past and be like, oh, I don't know what that is. You should sell that. But you know that it has the most precious gold. You are going to hold on to it. You're going to be like, you don't know what you're talking about. You have no clue. So we need to understand the assets that we hold, and we will not be tricked nor deceived because it's a lot of deception out here, people, and they are trying their best to decouple us from our wealth and our assets. And we cannot allow that to happen. No, we cannot.
So I'm going to say this. A lot of people get in because of a tweet. Don't get me started, because of the hype and things like that, but they never understand the asset. So the borrowed belief in what some dude who don't need nothing, who got everything, and don't care if he lose $10 million, he's still going to be good tomorrow, says, that shouldn't be your indicator. No. It's not the borrowed belief. You need to get the information for yourself, which is why we have Michelle on the show today, because you need to get the information for yourself. So you're not borrowing somebody else's belief. You can't get diamond hands until you know what you're holding on to, right? Because I know the value of this thing, because I've researched it, because I know what a white paper is, because I'm in Michelle's Informative Services group, and I know that she knows. We started this by saying, get the information from the people who are called to deliver the information. She's called to deliver the information. She understands that that's her purpose. Yes. Don't go around following somebody who thinks this is a game. It's different when you operating in your purpose, how you disseminate the information, because she wants us to receive it and believe it because it's necessary.
That is true. That's facts. That's totally facts. And one thing I do want to say, I was in management at the CME, and it was some things that were happening. It was the 2008 to 2009 financial crisis. It was things that were happening I did not like at all, but I'm gonna leave that there. And I said, God, he showed me some things. I said, God, you are amazing. I said, this is the reason why we cannot obtain the wealth that we're striving for. God said, it's because the information. We're making decisions on bad information. They're giving it to us watered down. They're giving it to us twisted. They're throwing lies in there. So there's no way you can be at your optimum. There's no way you can have that highest level of success when somebody is feeding you deception and garbage. Impossible. So that's why God told me, he said, you let them know, you give them the truth. Give them the truth. Give them the truth. And so the thing is, some people, they have motives. Elon has motives, okay? And the thing is, that should be a lesson. A lesson. Do not invest, I feel as though, on tweets or information, even though you know that person. Well, you know of that person. You don't know him. You know of that person. And the thing is, there's motives, okay? And we don't know Elon personally. We don't know him personally, but the thing is, we need to know things for ourselves, get the right information, because if we have good information, then the outcome is better. If we have good information, now we can make decisions on good information, and the outcome will be much better. We're not making decisions on good information because they're doing it on purpose. They're twisting it. So good information leads to good education. I can't hear it anymore.
Yeah, that's a word right there. I'll be typing that in the chat. Oh, wait, Trina, you got me. Type that. That was the whole word. So listen, it's a lot going on. What's happening with the financial system?
Okay, so 2008, 2009, we had the financial crisis. Okay, our dollar definitely has been diminished, our purchasing power. Okay, we have seen a lot of stimulus that has been entering the world, even in our personal bank accounts. So when something is of value, do you give it away to everyone? No, you do not. You do not give it away. When you flood the system like that, you are devaluing that asset. Okay. And people need to understand purchasing power. So, again, if you have something of value, you do not just flood the system with it. Okay. And when you want to kill a currency, because you can go back in history, when you want to kill a currency, that's how you do it. You flood the system. And then you make an excuse, oh, we need to go over to a whole nother system. So cryptocurrency, digital currency, electronic currency did not just pop out the blue. Okay. I have tracked this particular electronic currency, different currency of electronic currency from like 1997. Okay. So this is not something just popped up or just happened. So again, our markets are inflated. Our stock market is definitely inflated. Our housing market is inflated. Do you all remember the bubble? Everybody was buying a house, paying 20% over asking price, which the same thing is occurring. Remember the mortgage-backed securities. Do you know the Federal Reserve is doing the same thing they did in 2008? People, the same tricks, the same tricks. The key is acquiring undervalued assets, not overvalued assets, because when that bubble pops, you are at a deficit. So the thing is, we are basically killing our dollar, the current form that we know, the paper dollar, and the ones that's being deposited into our accounts. And we're literally moving over to another, migrating over to another savvier financial system that's built on blockchain technology, which is built on the same technology Bitcoin is built on. Okay. And how do I know this? Because there is a company called INX. They have been approved by the SEC to tokenize or move over the securities portion of the stock market to the new technology. Okay. Also, there's other cryptocurrency companies, not saying that it's a cryptocurrency mean to exchange it for a good or service. Most of these cryptocurrencies are just companies, tech companies, and they have certain technologies that people possibly will adopt. Okay. So the thing is, these different blockchains track things in real time. Okay. So you have all of this, you have the financial sector, you have health, you have every sector moving over to the blockchain, to this new technology that is more efficient and, let's be honest, trackable. Let's be honest about this situation. There's good and there is the bad. So that's why you need to know the good and the bad to be able to maneuver successfully through this system. Okay. Money isn't that complex, but those have made it that complex or seem to make it that complex to be able to take our money and build massive wealth from us. So they have derivatives. Some people are like, what is a derivative? I don't know what that is. Fancy, smancy stuff to be able to take your money from you. Okay. So money isn't that complex, or you have to be an accredited investor. Why do I have to be an accredited investor to be able to participate in something that is just hitting the market or before the masses? It's because they try to detach us or not make it kind of impossible for us to reach that asset that's undervalued. So we're going to go with Beyond Meats. They had a private sale, and they went public. They were allowing their friends or accredited investors to get in before it even went public. What is that telling us? They're trying to put roadblocks in our way so we cannot access assets when they're undervalued. They're trying to take our funds, take our wealth, and basically control us even the more. So we have to get wise. There's something happening in this financial system. They're migrating over, and there is no way they will be paying this much attention to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies if it was nothing. They must move over to another system because they have abused the old one and they need a new one. And that is what's happening. Don't be tricked again.
Girl, when you were talking, I was
Mm-hmm.
it's, and I'm hearing a little bit of feedback, but it's amazing how many things you said today that we've been talking about. Literally amazing. So we've been talking about 2008
Yes.
and how in 2008 everything was hyperinflated. Everybody's you get a house, you get a house, you get a house. You can work at McDonald's and live in a $500,000 house.
Yes.
But then, just like that,
Yes.
things changed and there was a land grab.
Yes.
The have-nots and the haves.
Yes.
The haves grabbed the land from the have-nots who thought they had something, but they really had nothing because they knew they couldn't afford it in the first place. But they was making all these crazy loans and these crazy things, and they made it so attractive. But then they went in and redlined certain districts, so you couldn't even buy property in those districts unless you had what? Cash.
Yeah. Yep.
You couldn't even get a loan to go get your house back. You had to have some cash on hand. Do not be tricked. Because in my spirit, another land grab is coming. They coming for the land.
They're coming. And also, we're on this moratorium and many people have not made payments. Okay, I just figured this out a couple of months ago. So they're letting people do forbearances and things of that nature. But people have to pay their mortgages. So if you're in forbearance 6 months, now they want the 7th month, all 7 months. Also, what they're doing is they're already filing foreclosure notices on properties if they're 3 months behind, even if they have those forbearances. So when the moratorium is lifted and they don't pay, they already grabbed the land. They're going to grab the land for cheap. People, don't be tricked. Don't be tricked. And also with the World Economic Forum, they said by 2030, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. I said, you all had the nerve to put that in video and say that to me and say it to me like this. But they will let you know what they're doing. You will own nothing and you will be happy. So this is done very strategic, people. It's very strategic. And many people, unfortunately, did lose their jobs, due to the pandemic. They lost their jobs, and most people won't be going back because guess what? A lot of AI is taking over, robots and things of that nature, and they're not playing with the robots. They're really not. You all are going to see those unfold even more in the near future, and we must get more savvy. And normally my rule of thumb is for myself. When I see the masses going in one direction, and when I saw them buying Bitcoin at $50,000 to $60,000, I'm like, oh Lord, that's too high. And people was asking me, Michelle, I want to get in. I said, maybe it's not financial advice. I said, maybe you should do $100. And they were feeling as though that I was, attacking them or basically, trying to, avoid them from getting in. This crypto market is a beast, okay? Remember, it's the newest market, the newest asset class, and it's very, very volatile. And so we know the Bitcoin halvings. We study these charts. Every year is normally a three corrections, hard corrections. 3. So when the market correct on the downside. Last March, we had it at 80 to 90%, okay? This time around 40, 50. So remember, about each year, there's a hard correction, but those are buying opportunities. Just like Warren Buffett, he keep money on the sideline. We keep cash on the sideline so we can go in and attack. Because when the prices are low, we can get more of that asset. Our money goes further, opposed to when the masses are going at 50 and 40 and 60,000. I said, this is too high because I know Bitcoin and that market corrects. And so my advice to myself, when I see the masses going one direction, I go the other direction, because normally that's not the way to go.
That was good, because I thought about that, because don't be scared of corrections in the market. No. Why? Because there's 2 things you need to remember. You ain't lost until you sell.
That's right.
So a lot of people look at that, they're like, oh my God, I'm losing money. No, you're not. Mm-hmm. You invested in something, you're holding it, and you know what the future value is going to be. You don't lose until you sell. You still have your share of that asset. You still have your land, if you will.
Yeah.
And so let me tell you this. The correction allowed us to get in when Bitcoin was $17,000.
That's right.
And 8 months later, it was $60,000.
Yeah.
And even now in the 30s, it's still well above the 17 we got in. So don't be afraid of the correction. This correction took us back in the 30s, but we know Bitcoin is going to be worth lots of money.
Yes. And there's a fixed supply, people. We're like, but it's a fixed supply, 21 million. And some of those coins are lost and never ever will be retrieved because some people don't have access to their passwords and things of that nature. So what I'm telling you is they're going to try everything possible. They're going to try every media trick. They're going to try everything they possibly can to trick us out of our good, hard, undervalued assets. So there's more trickery coming, people. That we ain't seen the last of it. There's more trickery coming, but understand your asset. Understand what you hold.
So good. And Jennifer Vincent said over 100,000. Since she said that, probably because she's been studying and she knows what she has. You keep them diamond hands, Jennifer.
That's
so
right.
Tell us about the new pandemic and how we survived it.
Okay, so I feel as though the new pandemic is definitely a cyber attacks. I feel the new pandemic is definitely attacking our food supply, our supply chain. There also even what was the name of the company? The company was, I had it written down. The company that basically JBS Foods is one of the largest food supplier that we have, and quote unquote their system was hacked. Even yesterday, Amazon internet was hacked. And so the thing is, we need those. That's a pandemic. If I can't get to my money, get to the ATM, and I can't go buy my child milk and get diapers, oh, that's a pandemic for me. Okay, in many, many different areas. And again, with the food, because they're doing a lot of synthetic foods, they're growing it in the lab, and a lot of plastics are entering our foods. And again, I feel again we're having a pandemic and being attacked on many different levels all at the same time. And it all boils down to, obviously, somebody don't want us here like that. They don't want us here like that. But the thing is, we have to be able to recognize when different things are strategically being done against us. Recognize it in its true sense and then start to prepare. And don't feel as though that, I don't have anything. You have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. And again, that pandemic is definitely health-wise. Another pandemic in reference, in my eyes, is definitely, again, our food supply. The next pandemic, in my eyes, is our finances, because they know cryptos is the new wealth, people. Cryptocurrencies, certain cryptocurrencies have already been chosen by those people. They've already chosen the ones that they want to win. And as research says, we have over 9,000, 10,000 cryptocurrencies. Only 1% of cryptocurrencies are possibly going to live. 1%. So when you go, and I'm going to say this, some people will be mad. When you have the Dogecoin, when you have the Shiba Inu, when you have the SafeMoon, I'm not saying you cannot make money in the short term, but if you just enter this market will eat you up and spit you out. Okay? And which new people got in right at that time. They was buying the SafeMoon, the Doge, and this and that. And then the market crashed. And now their confidence is gone. Like, I don't even want to touch that. That's what they wanted. They wanted strategically to smash your confidence so you won't enter and you won't gain the wealth that you deserve. But you got to know you deserve it. If you don't believe you deserve it, how can I believe more for you than yourself? Impossible. Impossible. So the thing is, we must acquire these undervalued cryptocurrencies as well. We live and breathe digital assets over here in IN4ORMED services. We live and breathe the financial services. Even before I was at the CME, I was at TransUnion in management. Yes, I was. I know the ins and out about credit, back and forth, in and out through. So the thing is, I've seen these things. I've seen them with my own two eyes, and I see the trickery, and it breaks my heart when we keep falling for the same trickery. It breaks my heart because I know we're in a sensitive time, people. I'm trying to project to you all how sensitive the time is. There's only a short window, okay, people? They're not going to allow us to have access. I ain't gonna say allow, but they're going to make it hard for us to have access to these cryptocurrencies, and even in the stock market, you have to be an accredited investor if you want to get in certain things. They're going, and also regulations is coming down the pipeline too. So before regulations hit, they make it they doing a money grab. The assets that we acquired, they said we're gonna slam it down, and we're gonna take them because we know they're gonna sell. We know some of them. We know a lot of them are going to sell. So this is a money grab, people, before regulations come. When regulations come, remember, regulations is not for you and I, it's for them. It's not for us. People think it's for us. No, it's for them. It's for them. Even when we go to the ATM, $500 limit. Oh, it's for them because they play with our money. They gamble with our money. It's not for us to help us. You should be able to let me go. If I wanted to withdraw $20,000 out that machine, I should be able to. But no. They put limits and all of these things to keep us boxed in. Keep us, to make it fancy stuff, to keep us boxed in. Oh, the limit. So the thing is, understanding which cryptocurrencies are more have the more possibility to live through all of this, and different cryptocurrencies are broken down in markets. Okay, so again, most cryptocurrencies will not be used to exchange it for a good and service. Okay, most of them will not. Most cryptocurrencies are companies, are tech companies that are migrating over our old system to the new system and providing that technology so that can happen, and new technologies. And they're unlocking liquidity. We heard of NFTs, non-fungible tokens. I said, these people making up stuff all the way around the board. I said, so now what now? I said, so you mean to tell me I can go get a moment in time memory? It's like memory, a moment in time. So when Michael Jordan making that dunk like this, they can literally go and get that moment in time and make it an NFT. Somebody can own it. When was that possible? That wasn't possible before. So they're making stuff up to unlock liquidity where it was locked or there was no possibility. This is a big money grab. And when that regulations come in, people, they're going to make it more challenging for us to get to it. So it's a small window of time. These cryptocurrencies are low. Those are buying opportunities.
Girl, oh my gosh, this is so good. I'm hollering about the NFTs because I was like, did you just become a billionaire selling a picture of a white horse? I don't even know what that is. I'm so confused. But let me tell you something. And even with the Doge and the moon and the SHIBs and things like that, it can seem attractive because you have people talking about, oh, did you see it was a 300% increase? But what does it do? It's a meme currency. Like, you just put $10,000 behind a meme. Come on now.
Doge didn't even have a website and people was buying it. I said, Doge don't have a website. When people was buying, I said, you don't have a website, right?
And wait, they ain't got no website, no white paper, and their app is crap. So there's no purpose. It was started as a joke, but now it's like $1 billion joke. But the joke is on the people who are not educated. And here's the problem. So some of them will get in and they'll make money, and then they'll decide to learn, and they'll survive, and they'll be selective about their cryptocurrencies. But there are others who will get burned, and they'll miss the revolution. Yes. They'll miss the wealth transfer. They'll miss the opportunity because they didn't have the correct information.
Yes.
They didn't have the correct information.
And like I'm born and raised in church, and I've heard that terminology, wealth transfer, and sometimes it can be used really loosely. But when God showed me, he said, this is the wealth transfer. People thought that maybe it was going to rain down money in their living room, wherever they was at. But thought that was a wealth transfer. People were under misconceived notions. And I'm letting you all know, and without any negative thought, I know God told me specifically, this is the wealth transfer. And if you stay asleep and you don't pay attention, you're going to be left behind. But God also told me I needed to store way more than what I needed for myself, so I can be able to help those God's people who did not, do what they needed to do, because that's the truth. That's what's happening. So we can be able to assist them. So the wealth is not for me. God just, I'm just a steward over it. Nothing is mine. So it's just giving me the knowledge, and other like-minded individuals such as Bernadette and those in form of services, so we can be able to help those of God's people when the time which is now, to be able to feed them, to be able to clothe them, and to be able to help them so they can be able to also get through life as well. So this is what this is about.
Okay, so I'm about to type some names in the chat. And I typed Nita, Tish, and Dee. And actually Trina, who knows as well. How many months was it, ladies? A month, 2 months ago? That God told us to gather. He told us we needed to have enough food and supplies on hand, not for our household, but to be able to feed the people. So she just confirmed it. And so as you were talking, I'm typing their names because I was like, which one of y'all got makeup on? Because I need y'all to come and tell her what we have been talking about that God said.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he continues to blow my mouth. And Trina said that was last month. Yeah. Continues to blow my mind. It is time to gather, and not just for your house.
Yep.
Because everybody don't have the information. So there are going to be some people that we have to take care of.
Yes.
And the abundance and the overflow is going to be there for us to do it. And that's why you're in this place. To get the information so you know what to do, so that you can participate, so you can be a wealth holder for the kingdom. Yes. And so that you can distribute the knowledge and you can distribute the wealth, and so that you can pull other people along.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That was so powerful. Thank you so much. Now listen to this. The temperature. Sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's hot. Let's talk about the temperature of the crypto market.
Well, right now we are on the up. Well, are we in green today? You know, you got to look, because this crypto market is.
Thank you. It's different every day.
It's different every day, and yeah, we are at 1.56 trillion in crypto. Bitcoin is $34,948. So basically, we look like we're trading a little bit sideways in reference to Bitcoin. That meaning like the price is kind of staying in the same area. With this crypto market, like I said, it's high volatility. Based upon the information that we've been studying and getting, it seems as though that we definitely can experience an uptick in the market. But again, I'm gonna be honest, all markets are manipulated. You can think one thing and then something else occurs. So that's why you have money parked, ready to attack when we do have these dips. And again, remember I said there's normally 3 times in the year when we have these hard dips. But all I'm just saying is just be ready in reference to when we do dip down lower, because I was looking at some numbers. In reference to Bitcoin can get to definitely $15,000. And if it does, I'm ready to go to work. Okay. I'm ready. I'm going in to attack. Okay. But if it does take another leg lower, it's just another buying opportunity, because when crypto definitely corrects back up, it has proven itself time and time again, it will correct back up in the next direction. Okay. So even though this crypto market is volatile, even though it can be scary, and also for new people, but it's an opportunity. When you see it go down, it's an opportunity to buy. And we have to, like I said, we can't be scared. Okay. And how don't you get scared or limit being scared? Getting good information. So normally when we're fearful, it's the unknown, like, oh, I don't know what that's going to do. But when you educate yourself on that asset, you become more confident. And even if that price does drop, you look at it as an opportunity. Okay. So the thing is, even though it's trading in this manner, if it does dip down, I definitely will be buying, but also holding. So I'm accumulating, I'm adding to my positions. Okay. And I'm going to give a couple of tips in reference to some great cryptos that I feel the technology is groundbreaking. Definitely Bitcoin. That's the first one. It started it all. Definitely the Ethereum, because most cryptos, all those 9,000 cryptos, most of them are built on Ethereum. Okay. So that's where Ethereum is also, well, not just the only reason, but they are a big player in the game as well. Theta. I told people about Theta. That technology is amazing. It definitely dipped down with the market. as well when we had that correction, but now that's on the uptick. Theta and Theta Fuel, those two, because we have a problem with our internet, and most people don't know about that. In reference to our broadband and the internet, it doesn't have the power it needs to basically, contain even this video streaming. All of these new tech, all of this video streaming, all that stuff is moving over to the blockchain. So Theta has answered the problem in reference to strengthening our broadband service, having this new innovative internet so we can be able to power all these different blockchains and things of that nature. So, and Theta is the only one that have 3 patents. They have 3 patents on their technology, okay? So that is huge, 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 okay? I have given you all some jewels, what I just said, okay? So please research them in your own time. And I believe, because I've been studying them, that these assets will appreciate in value, which they have. And I'm holding. We gotta hold. And because if you don't know how to trade, this market can basically cut your legs from up underneath you. So that's why some people will hold, hodl, and then once it get to a price they feel like they made money off, then they definitely can sell if that's what they want to do, or a portion of it, or whatever the case may be.
Girl, amazing. I see you, Antoine, with your ADA. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's cardinal.
Yes, you right. Yes. ADA, that's right.
Yeah, we see you.
That's another amazing one. ADA, he's totally correct.
Let me tell you what's exciting. So being a part of your group, and we're going to talk about that after the giveaway, because y'all need this information. You started talking about Theta when it was less than 70 cents.
Yeah, it was 5 cents.
It was 5 cents, okay? 5 cents. Theta is at $9.30 right now.
And the highest.
And the highest was about what, 14 or
$15.90.
90 cents.
Yeah.
So it's not that Michelle is giving you financial advice. She's telling you this is the research that I've done and this is what I'm doing.
Yes.
And that's what being connected to you has meant, because a lot of us, this is what you do. A lot of us do not have the time to do the research, to do all the reading, and some of us don't understand it, right? Mm-hmm. But you do. So we're thankful for you, and we're thankful for you sharing this information. And we're going to come back and get all your information out to people and come back with some closing thoughts. But first, you know how we do. It's Unfiltered. We got to do a giveaway here on Be Blessed. We told you guys last week, go to Coinbase if you don't already have a Bitcoin address, because we're sending out some Bitcoin today. It's time for you guys to get involved, okay? So whoever wins today, you're going to be receiving $250 in Bitcoin. Compliments of Unfiltered and compliments of my very dear friend who also helped to contribute for that, Mr. Takuma Kari Smith out of Chicago. We call him TK. He sent a little bit of his coin. He told me to make sure I said the word Satoshi. So we'll talk about what that means after. He sent some Satoshis over to give away to you guys. So y'all know how we do. Trina already claimed it. She's talking about I'm ready to win. She went to Coinbase and was like, is this right? Last week. We told y'all last week. So guys, before Michelle comes and closes us out, we're going to go ahead and move over here and start the music. Y'all know what to do. Some of y'all probably already doing it. Put your numbers in the chat, 1 through 100. And Michelle already has the number, because y'all done figured out my system. So Michelle has the number, and let's go.
Sometimes we're not ourselves. There's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. And I'll take some
Okay. So Michelle just dropped off, but is coming back on. So I'm going to do this. Here she is. Michelle, nobody guessed our number today, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to start the music again for 30 seconds. And every last one of y'all are going to go again and guess a different number. So we're going to give you another opportunity to guess the number. So here we go.
Sometimes we're not ourselves. There's no one I can turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared out in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. And I'll take some time, but I'll be alright. We're moving on. We're moving on. I know times are tough, but I've had enough. We're moving on. We're moving on. We're moving on.
Okay. So we have two people who are super close today. And so those are the two people we're about to call on. So today's number was what, Michelle?
8.
Today's number was 8, which represents new beginnings.
Mhm.
So that's why today's number was 8. And the two closest people to 8 appear to be Karen Geddes as well as Miss Pamela Cannon. So welcome, welcome, congratulations. I'm gonna go ahead and congratulate you guys because I'm gonna go ahead and send $250 in Bitcoin to each of you. And Tish, you're a little bit late to put in 8 because I saw you guess twice before. So no. Only my sister would be doing that. So congratulations to both of you guys. Make sure that you are sending me your information to beblessed@bcwright.com. Send me your information so that I can send that Bitcoin to your address. And congratulations on winning today. Tish is talking about, hey, I said 8. After the music had stopped and after we had already announced the winner. Welcome, Leon Becker. Welcome, Melissa Pepper Williams. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think she must be behind on the broadcast. Is Tish behind on the broadcast? She is. Sorry, Tish. We already announced the winner. Well, we love you. So close us out, Michelle. Whatever's on your spirit, give us some closing thoughts. First of all, let me say thank you. You've been super fantastic today. Like, amazingly fantastic. You dropped the information, you deliver it as promised, and you always do. And we want to thank you for everything that you poured out today. So we appreciate you. Give us some final thoughts.
Well, I don't know if we hit on inflation. Yeah. So we're experiencing that basically products costing more, way more than what they initially did. So I'm just going to wrap this all up in a little bow. We are experiencing monies that is flooding the system, that's devaluing our currency. Also, at the same time, we're experiencing inflation, products costing more. So our monies are not going further, okay? And ultimately, we need to gain undervalued assets again so we can be able to not only just survive, but thrive through all of these uncertain times that are coming. This year is going to be a crazy year as well, unfortunately. So in order for us to be able again to protect our families and our friends, we must come together on one accord. We must, acquire these assets, these undervalued assets, so we can be able to maneuver around, because it's going to be a lot of things happening. Even looking at travel, they're giving us stipulations. You got to have this possibly in order to travel, and this and that and that and this. We are going to need much resources. God even gave it to me. We're going to need our own planes. We are going to need land like never before to grow food on a massive scale to be able to help God's people. We're going to need to be able to sustain ourselves from A to Z and not to rely on the government. We're going to need to be able to do everything in our power to be able to live and not be able to be, how can I say, be open to that system and then making us bow down when we don't want to bow down. Okay. So this is super, super important. Everything that I'm saying, everything I'm doing, everything I do in life is for a reason. So I hope you guys hear me. I hope you tell your loved ones, let them know something is happening. And we don't have much time, people. So we need to get in there and we need to be effective and efficient as much as possible, and getting with the people who know the information, because with informative services, we cut down the learning curve. We have been in this for quite some time. And so therefore, some people are ex-financial advisors on my team, Morgan Stanley. So we know what this looks like and smells like. So we can be able to direct you or give you the information so you can be able to use it to be able to have to accumulate that wealth for you and your family. So this is super important. This is not just about monetary wealth, because people, it's going to become a time. Chicago is a hot mess. I love my city. I love my city. I love my city. But a lot of these cities are becoming tent communities. I have not seen as much homeless people as I've seen before. It has just broken my heart. It's broken my heart. And then I see the corner stores that don't have good food. So we're living in not good environments. We have homelessness, and the food that we access is not good food. And then we have a lot of violence that is happening. People, we have a lot of theft downtown Chicago. People are stealing. People are carjacking. People are stressed. And I'm not giving any reason or for that to happen. Even any green light. What I'm saying is things are done strategically, and they're trying to put our backs up against the wall. They're really trying to put our backs up against the wall so we can accept what they want us to accept. But if we have our own resources, we sustain our own selves, we don't have to accept that. So we must stay vigilant. And I always conclude with life is unfair to those that are not aware.
Mm-hmm. Tell us how we can stay connected with you.
Definitely, you can go to informativeservices.com. Informative service. We spell informative service IN4. So instead of with an F, it's with a 4. So informativeservices.com. We are also on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We provide services. Basically, we provide education. So our members can be able to use that information and to be able to gain wealth. Another problem I feel that we have overall, the reason I created Informative Services was God told me to, number one, and he gave me experiences and things to do that. But we have relied on financial entities to basically manage our wealth. I'm not saying don't do that. What I'm saying is we need to understand it for ourselves so we won't be taken advantage of. And we've been taken advantage of too long. So we need to understand the tools of wealth. What do we have? What's the tools of wealth? And how do we get them from where they are to where we are? How do we access them? What are they are? What's the most efficient way to access these tools of wealth? And that's what we do. That's what we do here at Informative Services all day long. And you have access to us 24/7 via the Telegram group chat. I cannot stress that as much as possible. That Telegram group chat is so important. It's private just for our members. We have an e-learning dashboard where we keep track of our members' progress in reference to what they're learning and the information that they're taking in. And again, those members, I would say 45 days after they become a member, they get a gift box from us so we can let our members know we appreciate you. This is not a Monday through Friday situation that we're doing. It's 24/7, 365 days a year. And this wealth game is a monster, but we make sure that we break it down so it won't look like a monster. Okay. So definitely think about becoming a member of Informative Services. You get that good information so you can be able to not only just survive, but thrive through any economic or social change that we have looking at us.
Amazing. So thank you again so much. You guys see the information. We look forward to seeing you on the private Telegram group. We look forward to knowing that you watch the videos. You guys make sure. And I see Michael Langford. Let me go ahead and put his chat message up there. He wants to do something special for you. So let me do that. He wants everybody to put some W's in the chat for Michelle. So everybody, I need to see them W's. I need to see them hands up, all of that stuff. I also need y'all to like and share this video.
Yes.
Like it, because when you like this video, more people are going to be able to get to see it. Share the video because y'all know the information was fire, timely, and necessary. Thank you. We see the W's coming up. We see them coming up. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. And let me tell you this. We are able to say, okay, the Bitcoin was going to be $250, but we added another $250 because of you guys. So Unfiltered contributes, and then we have sponsors every single week. But last week is about 5, 6, 7 of y'all who won, and 2 or 3 y'all said keep it and move it forward. That's how we were able to say, okay, we're going to give someone else $250 in Bitcoin as well. So thank you to D. Amos. Thank you to Rutho Asilian Similian. Thank you, to those who are like, you know what, let's move that forward. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. I see my husband is making fun of my sister saying, Tish won, what? Okay, she didn't, but we love y'all. We look forward to seeing you guys on Informative Services, and of course on next week on Unfiltered. And you know how we end every show. Until next time, y'all, I love you. Be blessed. And of course, stay woke.